let's take a look at this example, 2.25. So during an auto accident, the vehicle's airbags deploy and slow down the passenger more gently than if they had hit the windshield or the steering wheel. Well, good for the airbag. According to safety standards, the bags produce can produce a maximum acceleration of 60 Gs that lasts for only 36 milliseconds or less. How far in meters does the person travel in coming to a complete stop in 36 milliseconds at a constant acceleration of 60 Gs? All right, so the first thing we got to be careful of here is units. So when I see 36 milliseconds, I'm going to need to get that into seconds. So that's 0.036 seconds. How did I know to put it into seconds? Well, when I see 60 Gs, that's 60 times G, which is 9.8. And so 60 Gs comes out to be, I didn't even calculate it out. I just said 60 times 9.8. 58.8, I want to say it is. Let's double check that, shall we? 588 probably. 588, yep. 588 meters per second squared. So because this was in seconds squared, I needed this in seconds as well. We are going to be coming to a stop, and it doesn't tell us where they start, so we're going to put that at 0, and we're trying to find this x. Now the interesting thing here is the V naught we don't know. And if I look at my 4 equations over there on the sideboard, there isn't an equation without a V naught. Now, interesting enough, what I could do is I could take what we call a tricky tiger trail, and the same result if I flip these. So if I speed up at 60 Gs for 36 milliseconds, I'm going to go the same distance as if I slowed down from whatever my final speed is to 0. So either way works. We're going to do the tricky tiger trail here way. If you didn't want to do the tricky tiger trail way, actually let's not do the tricky tiger trail, just for kicks. So I got to find V naught. So I'm like, okay, V equals V naught plus AT. And so I go, okay, V was 0, so V naught was equal to negative 588 times 0.036. Oh, negative 588 times 0.036. What are we going to get there? Times 0.036. Get 21.2-ish. So I get like V naught is equal to negative 21.2 meters per second. You might be asking yourself, why is it negative? That's because I said my acceleration was in the positive direction. And if I'm going to be slowing down, my acceleration and my velocity need to be in opposite directions. All right, so now that I have that number, I can go ahead and use an equation to find x. I'm going to use an equation number 3, I believe it is. So x equals x naught plus v naught t plus 1/2 at squared. I'm going to go ahead and choose that to be 0 because they don't tell me where it starts. Plug in my numbers, so I have x is equal to negative 21.2 times my 0.036 plus my 1/2 times my 588 times my 0.036 squared. When we put that all together, we should end up with a pretty small number. You should get about 0.381 meters. That's about 38 centimeters, so that's about that far. So that's about how far your face is going to go once it hits that airbag and comes to a rest. We don't want to go much further than that because a lot of people aren't that far from the steering wheel, so we got to stop them in that distance to the steering wheel. Went off a little off script there, but we're good. That's it. That is a video.